6 for Stillman. So, 9 of their 13 points. So there's a foul on the floor. Tigers will take the ball out underneath the basket. Here's Khalil Johnson. He'll throw it in to Derek Finkley. Finkley will hand it off to Merriweather, and there's a kick ball right there. Ball will remain with Stillman. So here we go, 13:09 to go, 20-13, Tigers trailing the Crusaders. These two teams met about a month ago in which the Crusaders pulled off a 2-point victory. Here's Khalil Johnson with a wild three-pointer as he's fading away, and he is money. 20-16 is your score. Most times you would say that's a bad shot, but hey, when you make it, it is all good. TJ Ward, he comes up with the shot, and then from there, he tries to get his own rebound. Somebody grabs the rim, and they're saying basket interference by the Crusaders, so no points are made. Actually, no, they're actually saying that a Stillman defender touched the rim, so because of that, that's goaltending, so it's 22-16. Approaching the 12-minute mark here in the first half. Stillman down by 6. Khalil Johnson, turnaround jumper once again off the mark. Derek Finkley skies high with the rebound and scores on the putback. If Finkley wasn't that far away from the goal, he would have probably put that thing back with a dunk. On the other end, here's a baby hook inside by number 11, John Rawls. Rawls does not score the first time, but he does score the second time. 24-18 is your score. 12 minutes to go. Here's Khalil Johnson throwing it over to Jamar Jackson. He'll take his hand at a three-pointer, and he hits another one. Jamar Jackson with another three-pointer. He makes it a three-point game. He's got 12 of Stillman's 21 points. Here's a pull-up three, and it is good and one. Earl Smith. Man, it is raining three-pointers tonight right here inside of Birthright Alumni Hall. Okay, so we got a timeout on the floor. Let's take it with them. 27-21, William Carey on top. We'll be right back on HBCU League Pass Plus.
People think unusual circumstances means complicated taxes. But for a TurboTax Live expert like me, it just makes things interesting. So, give us everything you've got.
What if I'm a professional gamer with a ton of expenses?
If they help drive views, let's talk deductions.
What if I'm in a state with no income tax, but my survival videos are viewed in 38 countries?
I can help. And if this is a business dinner, save those jerky receipts. An interesting life can mean an even greater refund. You do your thing. We've got your taxes. Intuit TurboTax Live.
Verizon just gave us all a brand new iPhone 13.
We've been customers for years. I thought new phones were for new customers. We got iPhone 13s too, switched to Verizon 2 minutes ago.
Ours were busted, and we still got a shiny new one.
Check it out. So wait, everybody gets the same great deal.
I think that's the point.
iPhone 13 on us for every customer. Current, new, everyone. On any unlimited plan, starting at just $35. All on the network more people rely on.
It's like a loop machine. All around town, people trying to get down.
And welcome back to Birthright Alumni Hall on the campus of Stillman College. Right now, the Crusaders of William Carey leading 27-21 over Stillman College. Before the break, we had a three-pointer that was made by Earl Smith, and he was fouled on the play, so he's got a chance for a 4-point play. Here's the free throw attempt. It's off the mark. Rebound goes to Jamar Jackson. He throws it back over to Marcus Bates into the hands of Derek Finkley. Here's Finkley putting the moves on his defender. He rises, misses the shot, though. Rebound goes to Rawls, John Rawls, that is, out of Columbia, Mississippi. Now back in the hands of Earl Smith. Smith swings around to Kobe Moore. Earl Smith thought about taking another three inside. Instead, he goes to Rawls. Rawls tries to hit the baby hook. He misses the shot, but on the putback, William Carey's offensive player, which is number 14, that is Emil Casaniza, is fouled off the putback, so he'll head to the free throw line. So here's a free throw attempt by number 14, Casaniza, and he is good. He's a 62% free throw shooter on the season. Pretty good crowd on hand tonight here inside of Birthright Alumni Hall. Casaniza makes both free throws, making it a 29-21 score. Head coach John Teasley in his 6th season here, trying to get a victory over Steve Knight, who's been at William Carey forever and a day, and he's been so successful as Brendan Langford Johnson gets the kind roll from the top of the key to fall. Here's Rawls turning around, baby hook, and it's good with the left hand. 31-23 is the score now, 10:24 to go. Here's Devin Merriweather coming off the screen from Marcus Bates Jr. Merriweather goes up high, misses the shot. Rebound goes to TJ Ward. Ward now with the ball, trying to drive inside, trying to get it to Rawls, but the ball is knocked away. Here's Jamar Jackson. He'll take his hand at another three, and it is good. Jamar Jackson has been on fire from three-point range. Jamar Jackson with 15 points already. All 15 of his points have come from the three-point arc. On the other end, though, here's a bucket by Stillman. Excuse me. Here's a bucket by William Carey. Kobe Moore was the one that knocked down the shot. Sorry, we had a few people that were walking in front of our broadcast area, so I could not make out what was going on, as Derek Finkley will score the easy bucket inside the paint. I did see that one, though, everyone. 33-28 is the score. Here's the ball that gets tipped around and stolen by Marcus Bates Jr. Finkley pushing it up court. He'll slow it down. He'll get it over to Devin Merriweather. Merriweather's three-pointer off the mark. 33-28 is your score. Almost a turnover for the Crusaders. Crusaders go inside. Casaniza. And we've got a foul away from the ball, offensive foul. So with that being said, Stillman will take over with a possession. Mass substitution coming in for William Carey. 4 new players checking in. 8:36 to go, 33-28. William Carey on top. We're live here inside of Birthright Alumni Hall on the campus of Stillman College. Tuscaloosa, Alabama is your location. Here's Devin Merriweather being guarded closely by Casey Smith. Merriweather throws it inside, and oh, it's a missed shot by Jordan Bell. Smith, Casey Smith that is, running the offense, gets it over to Kobe Moore. Moore gets it back over to Casey Smith. They want to go inside, and they do, and there's going to be a foul right here as Cole Chapman gets the rock, and he's immediately fouled by Jordan Bell. That's a positioning foul right there. Here's Kobe Chapman now. He will kick it out to Casey Smith. Into the hands of Willie Moody. Back over to Chapman. 11 seconds to go on the shot clock. Kobe Moore thought about a three-pointer. Instead, he'll get it over to Casaniza. 2 seconds to go, and we've got a steal. Here's Derek Finkley in front of everybody. He throws it up, and Jordan Bell throws it down on alley-oop way. What a connection between Jordan Bell and Derek Finkley right there. And with that being said, we will take a timeout. 33-20 is your score. We'll be right back on HBCU League Pass Plus.
When you work in IT, complaints are part of the job.
Bill says the coffee's weak today.
But since CDW helped us switch to Mac, everyone's happier. Dan from Finance likes getting performance without a big price tag. Phoebe digs the power of the Apple M1 chip. Mac is easy to manage, compatible with all our apps, and came pre-configured by CDW. Now we're even getting compliments.
That was Bill again, says he loves his new Mac. He's right about the coffee.
Hey, babe, meet us at the bottom of the trail.
Oh, man. Hey.
Open up. The redesigned Chevy Silverado with a sophisticated high-tech interior.
Open the door.
It's easy to forget it's a truck.
Thanks.
Nice truck.
It was.
Find new style. Find new roads. Chevrolet.
It's like a loot machine. All around town, people trying to get down.
All right, everyone, welcome back. 33-30 is your score. 7:07 to play here inside of Birthright Alumni Hall as Stillman takes on the Crusaders of William Carey. William Carey's got the 3-point lead. Before we went to break, we had an amazing alley-oop attempt and connection between Derek Finkley and Jordan Bell. They were definitely on one accord on that one. Here's Jordan Bell now. He'll get it over to Brandon Langford Johnson, and that's another three-pointer. The three-point shots are just falling by the wayside. Nice hustle right here. Here's Derek Finkley going up, and he throws it down. And he got a foul. Derek Finkley, he's a high flyer, everyone. He's just not a basic step-back point guard. He'll take it to the rack and throw it down like he did just right there. And just with that, the Tigers are now out in front, 35-33. Finkley's one of those guys, he has no fear at all. The senior from out of Mobile, Alabama. Finkley's now at the line. He's a 66% free throw shooter. But Finkley does not complete the three-point play. It remains a two-point ball game. Here's a three-point attempt. It is wide open, but it is missed by William Carey. That was Kazaniza. So here's Kazaniza once again. Here's Casey Smith from the corner, and he knocks down the three-pointer. Man, oh, man, how many three-pointers have we seen tonight? Well, I'm glad you asked that. 7 three-pointers have been made by Stillman on 12 attempts for 58%. 7 three-pointers, actually 8 three-pointers have been made by the Crusaders out of 12 for 66%. So you think about it, 24 of the 36 William Carey points have come from three-point range. 21 of the 25 points have come from three-point range as Davion Dennis scores right here in the paint. He gives the Tigers a 1-point lead. So here's Moody going inside to Chapman. Chapman will swing it over to Earl Smith. Smith, three-pointer well off the mark. Didn't even hit anything. Air ball. Brandon Langford Johnson pushing it up court now. Langford Johnson takes to the rack. No, they're going to call a charge. Chapman there for the charge. All right, so let's take a media timeout. 37-36 is your score. We'll be right back on HBCU Late Pass Plus.
People think unusual circumstances means complicated taxes. But for a TurboTax Live expert like me, it just makes things interesting. So, give us everything you've got.
What if I'm a professional gamer with a ton of expenses?
If they help drive views, Let's talk deductions.
What if I'm in a state with no income tax, but my survival videos are viewed in 38 countries?
I can help. And if this is a business dinner, save those jerky receipts. An interesting life can mean an even greater refund. You do your thing. We've got your taxes. Intuit TurboTax Live.
Verizon just gave us all a brand new iPhone 13.
We've been customers for years. I thought new phones were for new customers. We got iPhone 13s too, switched to Verizon 2 minutes ago.
Ours were busted, and we still got a shiny new one.
Check it out. So wait, everybody gets the same great deal?
I think that's the point.
iPhone 13 on us for every customer. Current, new, everyone. On any unlimited plan, starting at just $35. All on the network more people rely on.
It's like a loot machine. All around town, people trying to get down.
At HBCUs, there's no limit to who we can be. Black and inspired and thriving. Black and magnetic and seen. From the classrooms to the quad, our passion is our purpose. We are leaders and legacy. So when you look at what we accomplish next, you'll know where it started. For who you are and who you want to be, we're here.
I'm a millionaire. I'm not a millionaire? I'm a millionaire? I'm not a millionaire.
Crypto is complicated, but as a tax expert with crypto experience, you can hand your taxes off to me. You do your thing, we've got your taxes. Intuit, TurboTax Live.
Pizza Hut stuffed crust is the crust that made crust good. Topped and stuffed with over a half-pound of cheese. What are you so afraid of? Loving it? Original stuffed crust, just $12.99. Only from Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
It's like a loot machine.
So on the inbounds, here's Taylor. Here's Davion Dennis from three-point range, and it is good. Another three-pointer as the Tigers regain the lead 43-42. Both teams have knocked down 9 3-pointers thus far in this contest. Willie Moody with the ball. Dribbling it out, being guarded close to Brennan Johnson. Moody trying to get separation. He'll kick it out over to Kazaniza, who swings it over to Earl Smith. Smith's got 3 seconds to go on the shot clock. He's got to get it off, and that's a shot clock violation. Good defense by Stillman on that possession. 3:09 to go in the half. Here's Tobias Brand. He'll pull up from three-point range, off the mark. But rebound, the same team base, everybody. Here's a three-pointer by Davion Dennis. It's off the mark. Rebound goes to William Carey. Yeah, here's our situation. So Jordan Bell and Jalen Taylor were both scrambling for the ball on the floor, not realizing that it's their own teammates' hands that are trying to pull the ball from away. Kind of a funny situation, to be honest with you. On the other end, the Crusaders did get a bucket. They back on top, 44-43. Here's Jalen Taylor. He'll try this three-pointer off the mark. Tobias Brand gets the high rebound, and the ball goes off his leg. Actually, it goes off a Crusaders defender. It will remain with the Tigers. 2:09 to go in the first half. Man, this first half has flown by. His first half has definitely flown by this evening. On the inbounds, Tobias Brand will get the rock at the top of the key. Throws it inside to Jordan Bell. Bell with the acrobatic shot and one. Jordan Bell may have got hit in the face a little bit. John Rawls is called for the foul. On the season, Jordan Bell, a 46% free throw shooter. Let's see if he can make this thing happen and extend the lead for the Tigers. And he misses, 45-44. Here's Earl Smith. Gets to Rawls, and the ball is stolen by Jalen Taylor. Taylor's got numbers. He throws it up to Davion Dennis. Davion Dennis throws it down on alley-oop way. So here we go, 47-44 is your score, 1:34 to go. On the other end, there's a big block by Davion Dennis. Somehow in that process, though, Davion Dennis was able to not only block the shot, but then get the ball to ricochet off of Crusaders' hand. It goes out of bounds, so guess what? Stillman's got the ball. What a sequence for the Tigers. Hanging on to a three-point lead, approaching 1 minute to go in the first half. Here's Jalen Taylor coming off the screen for Jordan Bell. He'll throw it up to Jordan Bell, and Jordan Bell throws it down on alley-oop way once again. 49-44. Here's a pull-up jumper for the Crusaders. That's T.J. Ward. Hit shots off the mark, but the putback by Big Rawls is good. John Rawls, 6'8" man out of Columbus, Mississippi. 49-46 is your score. 42 seconds to go. Tobias Brand putting a moves on, pulls up for three, misses it off the front iron. Crusaders now with the ball. 35 seconds to go on the game clock, 25 seconds to go on the shot clock. About an 8-second difference between the two. Earl Smith will throw it inside to Rawls, and Rawls uses his body to score on the baby hook. 49-48, 16 seconds to go. Here's Jalen Taylor bringing the ball up court. possibly the last possession of the first half. Here's Taylor. He'll dribble. He'll throw up a three, and it results in an air ball out of bounds. 3.8 seconds to go now. William Carey will get one last chance to potentially take the lead going into the locker room. Checking into the game now, Josiah Moore. Here's Earl Smith. He's going to push it up. He'll pull up for three, and his three is good at the buzzer. Earl Smith gives William Carey a 51-49 lead as they go into the halftime locker room. Well, clearly, the first half, the story was the three-point ball. Both teams knocking down three-point shots from left and right. For instance, here's to take a look at it. So on our stat sheet, 20 of 35 from the field for Stillman for 57%. For William Carey, 18 of 30 for 60%. William Carey has knocked down 10 of 15 three-point shots, while Stillman has knocked down 9 of 19 three-point shots for 47%. Our leading scorers for the moment, Earl Smith, he's got 15 points. Four of his shots made have come from three-point range, so you think about it, 12 of 15 from three-point range. On the other side, Jamar Jackson is the leading scorer. All of his 15 points have come from behind the arc. Second leading scorer is Davion Dennis. He's got 7 points. So as we go into the halftime break, you got to think that both teams will try to remain on pace to keep knocking down these outside shots. And I guess whoever can defend these outside shots will be able to come out victorious. So here's our situation. 14 minutes left. During halftime, we're going to take a break, and when we return, we'll have second action live from here inside of Birthright Alumni Hall with second half action between William Carey and Stillman. We're going to be right back on HBCU League Pass Plus.
I did want to talk a little bit about the whole, people have asked questions about the Celebration Bowl in terms of the payout. What does that look like? Just to give you updates there, you're talking about $1.2 million payout for the bowl that goes to the conference. A percentage of that goes to the institution, depending on the split. 75-25 for the SWAC, 70-30 in terms of the MEAC, so that was the last percentage breakdown in terms of what that looks like. But I want to do a little comparison and get a chance of what does that look like. Obviously, you have the major bowls, and you've seen what they do. They off the chart in terms of New Year's 6, $14 million, significant type of money. But you see how long they've been in the business for the Rose Bowl, going back 100 years in terms of what they do there and how they're tied into the CFP and how they have really engulfed all the money. But if you look at some of the other bowls out there, there was an article that talked about the Quick Lane Bowl, really focusing on New Mexico State, which it was encouraging fans to purchase tickets. And it wasn't so much about purchasing tickets. Obviously, you want to support your team. But a lot of it would maybe be at the distance that a lot of fans wouldn't necessarily travel for a 6-6 Aggies team that was playing a 6-6 Bowling Green Falcons team, if you would, coming out of the MAC all the way in Detroit. So they were asking fans to support the team that did make a bowl and purchase tickets so they could donate them to Detroit area youth. That's a great thing for the youth, get a chance to get out and see some college football. But I wanted to get into some of the money. When you talk about this particular matchup, when you see what was going on here, three things to know about the Bowling Green as they entering into at that time the Quick Lane Bowl, which was this past week, if you would, a week ago, I should say. The university closed travel cost them $400,000 travel to Detroit. When you talk about the Celebration Bowl, one thing unique you heard last year, they got the deal with Delta, actually flew the teams in there to Atlanta, and that was at no cost to the team. So you didn't have to worry about that type of cost where you see it doing $400K for Detroit. And so some interesting things there when you think about it. But this is really interesting when I've seen this when you talk about these payouts. A lot of folks talk about $1 million, $2, $3 million payouts for these bowls. One thing people don't realize, a lot of times these bowls, there's a number in there, but they'll charge you, as you see, for your travel, your hotel stay, food and things of that nature while you're in there. They'll also charge you for the band in terms of the band and who you bring in there. They'll charge you a ticket price for the band members in the stand. And so the payout for Quick Lane Bowl was $150K. Yeah, let me say that again. The payout for that bowl game was $150K, which is why you see the fact that they were encouraging their fans to buy tickets, because this is where it can get a little benefit to the team. New Mexico State athletic director was quoted saying that the university will retain 100% of the revenue from the first 2,000 tickets it sells, 50% of the next 2,000 tickets, which by New Mexico wants its fan base to purchase all of these tickets, because if they did, they could recoup $420K in terms of what that means. So just to give you some indications of what's out there and why you really need to look at the contracts, or at least get some more information of some generalities of these various bowl games to get an understanding of what that looks like. So just on the surface, I'll go to you, Charles. What are your thoughts in terms of what that looks like when you see, especially some of these small bowls, in terms of what they bring to the table when you compare? Because a lot of folks will instantly go to the large bowl games and say, hey, they're pairing out this. And just so, one of the things we always like to talk about on is the business side. So you see some of the numbers that go out there and get an understanding of what that looks like. What are your thoughts?
Tremendously enlightening to really find out some of the ancillary costs. I think that those are things that you almost oftentimes take for granted, Dr. Gill, that you know, those the charging for the band, things of that nature. So you never sort of calculate those into what goes into the bigger picture. But it's fascinating to see the numbers finally, you know, out there for all of us to really grasp and understand, you know, what a jewel that you have within the Celebration Bowl, I think.
Yeah, and you see the numbers continue to move up, which always helps both in terms of attendance and the ratings, which is more powerful. So when you sit back in the table, it gives you a chance to continue to push for a bigger payout. Mike, what are your thoughts in terms of just getting a different framework of what the bowl landscape and how varied it can be?
Yeah, you often wonder, you know, you look at all of the activities that take place, and then you look at, you know, who's transporting the group here, who's transporting the group here, who's paying for this dinner, who's providing gift baskets for the team. Those are all costs that are buried underneath the umbrella of the bowl cost. So, and you take that into consideration, and then you wonder, does the bowl game have the sustainability of growth and volume over the course of 3 to 5 years to kind of, you know, eat a lot of those ancillary costs down, you know, such as transportation costs, hotel costs, dining costs, you know, their awards costs, or whatever. I think in some bowls, some of the bigger bowls, I think some of the players get gifts or whatever. You wonder where that's covered, what pot that's covered in. So you get all those little, I guess, trinkets into that big basket of bowl costs, and then it gives you a different insight on, is this a viable bowl game? And like CB said, all that in consideration, it gives you more of an appreciation for not only the performance of the Celebration Bowl, but the growth that you've seen over the last 5-6 years.
A fantastic question. I'm not sure how I could pinpoint when the bug bit me, but I always talk about
testing.
Growing up, there was always a black and white picture of my mom's basketball team, and so I grew up knowing that she started as a freshman. She was also part of integrating a predominantly white school, and so she would tell me about some of the struggles that were involved with that. And so I think that I kind of wanted to make her proud. I always felt like the barn, she never said that, but I always felt like the barn was going to be starting as a freshman and doing those other things. Although I played softball in high school as well, basketball was my first love, and ironically, one of those things when you look at that something for so long, I did start as a freshman.
Testing.
One of the
Testing.
Testing. Was that freshman year when I was allowed to play on the junior high team and the high school team. I grew up in a small Class B school, and so absolutely loved that year.
All right, mic check 1, 2, 3.
Mic check. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay, keep talking.
Mic check. Mic check.
You know, like you said, you just
5 minutes until we're back. Mic check. Mic check.
Right.
I mean, I can hear you. It's just
low.
Earlier, your Hall of Famer from your alma mater.
It's number 2. Yeah.
Such honors.
Mic check. Mic check.
ORC, scholar athletes.
Yeah, still low. Wait, so it's not on this one.
I don't know which one it is. He didn't really show me how to use it.
Okay.
Mic check. Mic check. Mic check.
Mic check 1, 2, 3. Mic check.
Possibly campaigning for Ranger Queen. How were you able to juggle all?
Go ahead again.
Mic check.
Well,
go ahead again.
Mic check. Mic check. 1, 2.
I absolutely.
One more time.
Mic check. Mic check. 1, 2. 1, 2.
Okay, I mean.
They were my sponsoring group for Ranger Queen.
Let's do this.
They talked me into it, and ironically, it's the first time that I learned that other people can see some things in yourself.
And I just lost the windscreen.
Ever consider myself.
All right, here we go. Mic check 1, 2, 3, 4. Mic check 1, 2. Mic check 1. Yeah, here we go. You just gotta pull it to your mouth.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Like clearly?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So let's do this now.
I don't know. That was a very eye-opening and life-changing time for me as well. So to be voted by my team.
You go ahead.
At a PWI.
Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2.
A whole lot to me. So,
all right.
I always saw myself.
Go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I could hear you previously. It was just.
Queen, I never saw that.
I see what it is.
I can't hear anything.
You can't hear me?
No, I can't.
How about this? Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, see what it is that mic, the way it's set up, the mic is doing this. So you literally have to have it in front of your mouth. At least with this one, it's a universal. So.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. All right, I got it.
Yeah, so that's what that is.
All right.
All right, cool. So we got like 2 minutes. The name of the game so far has been 3-point turd. I think one team is knocked down like 9, the other one's knocked down like 10.
Yeah, I haven't been keeping up with at all. So
no, that's what I'm telling you. That's literally what has been happening. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna come back on at 1.
The hours and hours outside playing on a grass court. The excitement when my dad built my first goal. It was big because he actually had a welder. I had the metal pole and everything. Still had a grass court, but I mean, I looked at all the hours that were spent in the backyard and that have brought me to that point. The
close the door. I want more. Because I can't get enough of you.
You know, all of that was full circle, and I just felt grateful to God that He allowed me to experience that moment.
Again and again.
So, Roger, you served 4 years as an athletic director for women's sports.
Me too.
As AD of the Year for Region 6 in 2003.
Ooh.
I never knew there could be separate ADs for women.
Corvette.
Say that one more time.
Nah, I'm singing a song.
Oh, okay.
Hey, don't like that. Don't like that.
So at that point in time,
Jay, are these your keys?
We were at NEI Division I school.
Chapel.
And so
are these your keys?
Are these your keys?
The responsibility.
Probably the Atlanta boy. Oh yeah, that's true.
All right. Oh no, they're Kim's. Never mind. Duh, it says Kimberly on it. Yeah, my undergraduate degree did not help my situation with that one right there.
I guess I need to close the broadcast out.
Whenever you're ready. All right, everyone, welcome back to Birthright Alumni Hall. We're getting ready to wrap up halftime, in which William Carey leads 51-49. Mo Carter now being joined on the broadcast by my good friend Nick Finch. We did this last night at Miles. We're back tonight here at Stillman.
Back to back like the cover of Lethal Weapon. Back to back like the Bulls 96-97.
That was a good back-to-back, too, man. That was a really, really good back-to-back, knocking off the Seattle Supersonics and the Utah Jazz the first time. And don't forget the flu game was a part of that as well.
Oh, you mean the food poisoning game?
Yeah, you know, the bad pizza game.
No, I really think they told the bad pizza game for the Last Dance documentary. I wholeheartedly believe he was hungover.
And who knows? He might have been. He may have been. But, I mean, the way they told the story, though, that you think about it, is the fact that it was like the only pizza place in Salt Lake City that was open after 10 o'clock. And yet Michael Jordan's the only one that ate the pizza.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So it has to be a situation of being hungover. That's
possibly.
what I'm saying.
Hey, here's a steal by Devin Merriweather. He will take it coast to coast, but he will miss it. Marcus Bates Jr. with the rebound and scores on the putback. He ties the ball game up at 51 apiece.
As this team who through so many different circumstances haven't been able to play together, this is, I think, their second game as an entire group. So it'll be fun to see how this team gels, especially as we head down the stretch run of conference play.
Absolutely. They've got to guard that guy pretty well. Earl Smith, he has been on fire this evening. And inside pass to Canazia. It gets the bucket right there. He gives William Carey a 53-51 lead.
I was going to say, when you have a player like Earl Smith who's been going off so much, it makes it easier for your secondary players to get off.
Devin Merriweather tries to run the give and go with Marcus Bates, but they were not on the same page. Turnover on the play. So, look, as I was saying, during halftime, three-point shots have been plentiful. Stillman has made 9 of 19, while William Carey has made 10 of 15.
Yeah, I was listening while I was doing my other job. You made a reference to a deep three that I would call bad basketball that was hit, and I appreciated that.
Josiah Moore with that bucket right there. No, absolutely, man. I know you always talk about how these deep threes are usually never great shots, but these guys have been on point tonight with these three-point shots. Inside now, Khalil Johnson, the turnaround jumper in the paint is good for the young man who's rocking the pink shoes.
You want to see him get more involved. He's a matchup nightmare. He can score inside and out. I think Johnson's going to be a key to the Tigers possibly getting back on top and pulling away with this one.
Casey Smith running the offense now. He'll get it over to Willie Moody. Moody had 2 early three-pointers. Back into the hands of Casey Smith. Smith will pull up from the free throw line, banks it in, and it scores. 55-53, back and forth we go. Here's Finkley throwing it inside to Khalil Johnson, and we got a foul on the floor.
Right now, the Tigers have started out this half with some turnovers, quick possessions, and missed shots. Not a lot of success for Stillman so far this half. They really need to get it going because William Carey scored nearly every possession.
Off the inbounds, Khalil Johnson swings it over to Marcus Bates Jr. into the hands of Devin Merriweather, all the way around to Jamar Jackson, and he cannot hit his corner three-pointer as he was knocking those things down left and right in the first half. On the other end, here's Willie Moody. Ball is knocked away right here by Jamar Jackson. Jackson tries to get it over to Finkley, but he goes out of bounds.
That's just a case of playing too fast. I know you want to score in transition right now, but when you're down 4 and struggling to stop, you have to value each possession, and sometimes you have to just dial it back and not take that chance.
Yes, sir. So 17:09 to go in regulation. 57-53. Tigers trailing by 4. As William Carey's squad, I mean, they're 6-12 on the year, 2-8 in SSAC play, but one of their 2 victories in conference came against this Stillman squad as William Carey goes inside to John Rawls, and the big man gets the baby hook a la Shaq in the early 90s.
I'll say it came against Stillman, but it didn't come against this Stillman. This Stillman, like I said, still gelling. Everybody's back now. A lot to prove for this group of guys.
Here's Khalil Johnson. Baseball pass inside the Marcus Bates Jr., but he can't finish the bucket. Rebound goes over to Smith. Casey Smith, that is. Smith going behind his back. You got a matchup mismatch down low. Finkley is guarding Rawls. He definitely is giving up about 120 pounds right now.
That might be generous.
Yeah, we don't have weights.
Yeah, I think Finkley's giving up another Finkley.
Here's a deep three-pointer by Smith off the mark. Khalil Johnson, he's got numbers now. Johnson gets the ball up, and he misses the layup.
I don't think he was expecting it back there. He got too deep when he was putting that up. He put it up at an awkward angle.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I thought Bates was going to be the one that actually got it. Speaking of Bates in front of everybody, and then there's just catastrophe on the floor. Smith fell under Bates. Bates slipped down, loses the ball, and here's a three-pointer by Moody, and Moody will pull up and knock it down from downtown. The 11th three-pointer for William Carey.
That's a series of unfortunate events right there for the Tigers. One thing I might have thought or considered maybe it would have been a loose ball foul because I forget which player dove on the floor, but he definitely tripped up Bates.
Casey Smith.
Yeah, Smith definitely tripped up Bates going for the ball. That you would normally expect to see a loose ball foul there.
Here's Devin Merriweather going baseline up and under the goal and scores. 62-55. Emil Casaniza gets it back over to Casey Smith. Smith runs all the way under the goal and then eventually kicks it out to Earl Smith, and Earl Smith knocks it down from three-point range. I've been saying that multiple times this evening. Smith's averaging about 10 points per contest as Finkley drives inside. The pump fake, misses the shot though. Here comes Earl Smith once again, gets it in the hands of Moody over to Casey Smith.
These guys make three-pointers look easy. You just don't understand how hard of a shot that really is until you're on the court.
Here's another step back bucket, and it's going to be a two-pointer right there for Earl Smith. 67-55, definitely one of the largest deficits we have seen throughout the evening, and there's going to be a timeout on the floor. Coach John Teasley has seen enough. So with that being said, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back on HBCU League Pass Plus.
At HBCUs, there's no limit to who we can be. Black and inspired and thriving. Black and magnetic and sing. From the classrooms to the quad.
Lord have mercy.
Our passion
I know, right?
is our purpose. We are leaders and legacy. So when you look at what we accomplish next, you'll know where it started. For who you are and who you want to be, we're here.
I'm a millionaire. I'm a millionaire?
Crypto is complicated, but as a tax expert with crypto experience, you can hand your taxes off to me. You do your thing, we've got your taxes. Intuit, TurboTax Live.
Pizza Hut stuffed crust is the crust that made crust good. Topped and stuffed with over a half-pound of cheese. What are you so afraid of? Loving it? Original stuffed crust, just $12.99. Only from Pizza Hut. No one outbeats the Hut.
It's like a loop machine.
And welcome back to Stillman College. Derek Finkley coming up with a bucket to make it a 10-point lead. And now the Crusaders turn the ball over, gets away from the hands of number 14, and that is Emil Casaniza. Stillman takes back over. Derek Finkley running the ball up court now. Now he'll slow it up. Coming off a screen from Jordan Bell. Gets it in the hands of Brendan Langford Johnson. Khalil Johnson thought about a three-pointer. Instead, he'll drive to the basket and scores with the layup.
I like the strategy of William Carey. They're denying three while living at the three. It's a good way to, create some separation.
Here's Casey Smith being guarded closely by Brendan Langford Johnson. In the corner, Kobe Moore thought about a three-pointer. Instead, he will swing it back around into the hands of T.J. Ward. And William Carey loses the ball. On the break now, here comes Derek Finkley. Brendan Langford Johnson will take his hand for a three, and it is good from downtown Tuscaloosa.
I was going to say, this game seemed like it was getting away from the Tigers. All of a sudden, it's a 5-point game.
Exactly. We were looking at a 12-point game not that long ago, and now it is a 5-point game. Of course, they're taking the time out on the floor, but we're going to keep it right here as, Stillman is now only trailing 67-62.
Imagine a scenario where you're shooting 10 of 21, 48% from the three-point line, and it's still worse than the other team because they're 12 of 18 for 67%.
Well, you think about it now, those two extra three-pointers that William Carey has, it's really making a difference in the game. It's a 5-point contest.
Right. It's the little difference.
It's literally the little things and the little difference.
They don't hit those two extra ones, they're down one. That's insane. Also, what helps is they have 5 free throws compared to none for Stillman. So, but when you have two teams shooting this many three-pointers, you're not going to have a lot of free throws.
Not at all. Majority, and when I mean majority, I need to put that word in quotation mark. Majority of the points scored this evening have come from outside, whether it's three-pointers or long-range jumpers. Here's a foul on the play right there. It looks like William Carey, player your number, who's going to the line?
I think it's 20.
It's Earl Smith going to the line. I was wondering for a second because, T.J. Ward was kind of around the line as well.
These are certainly hairstyle choices.
So Earl Smith, he's a 72% free throw shooter, but he did not show it like that on the first one. Second one coming up now, Nick, and he makes it. 68-62, 6-point lead. Those two three-pointers still making a difference. Here's Finkley running the offense. Looks like he's going to get a double screen. No, he runs away from the screen. Now he'll get in the hands of Khalil Johnson. Johnson over to Brendan Langford Johnson. Jamar Jackson now throws it inside, and Jordan Bell has the ball knocked away from him, but Stillman will keep possession.
I can't help but notice that everybody who has the locks for William Carey, they all have the front tie up. Isn't that the Ja Morant look?
Kind of, sort of. It's a popular thing going on right now. Here's Devin Merriweather, the floater, off the mark. Rebound goes over to Casey Smith. Casey Smith gets it over to Earl Smith. This is why I cannot say Smith has the ball, because these two guys have been on the floor majority of the time.
Yeah, Smith passes to Smith. Not you don't want to be confusing. I understand.
Absolutely. Here's a drive to the basket. Shot off the mark. Rebound by T.J. Ward, and he scores on the putback, giving his team 70 points and an 8-point lead.
Well, Bell is down there fighting for his life by himself. When it's a situation where it's like 3-on-1 in the paint, you can't be surprised that William Carey came away with the ball.
Here's Devin Merriweather. Gets it over to Khalil Johnson. Johnson trying to back down his man. He'll hit the turnaround jumper. Yes, he does. Khalil Johnson with the bucket. Khalil Johnson now with 9 points on the evening. Johnson on the season averaging about 12.4 points. Here's Kobe Moore. Throws it inside along the baseline, and the ball is knocked away. Stillman's got the rock. Devin Merriweather comes up with the steal. If Stillman makes a three, they have a chance to knock it down to a one-possession game. Here's Jamar Jackson. He's trapped, but he gets it to Finkley. Finkley throws it over to Jordan Bell, and Jordan Bell gets the two-handed flush.
Excellent execution there by the Tigers. You were talking about if Stillman can get the three, William Carey's doing everything they can to deny the three. So it's going to be a war of attrition here for the Tigers.
Khalil Johnson guarding Smith. Smith pulls up for three, hits the front iron, off the mark. Rebound goes over to Stillman. Now, if Stillman hits a shot, no matter if it's a 2 or a 3, it'll literally be a one-possession game. Into the hands of Jamar Jackson, the Huntsville native. Going between his legs. Swings it back over to Devin Merriweather. Merriweather trying to get it to Bell. He cannot. Instead, Merriweather's going to drive and hits the fadeaway jumper. 70-68 is your score. One-possession game.
So smooth, so lightning quick as Merriweather. Sometimes when you're shooting that fadeaway left-handed, you always expect it to go in. You're more surprised when it doesn't go in.
And it's hard to defend that as well because, let's be for real, Merriweather has hops, and he's fast. You don't expect him to jump as high as he does when he attempts shots, and he does. Okay, I think we got a time. Okay, we're going to go ahead and keep it here. What you going to say, Nick?
I was going to say, not only that, he's left-handed. And it really just throws you off because you see somebody fading to the right, you're going to think, oh, this is a right-handed player. No, and I'm going for the far hand, but no, it's the left hand. It's a quick fade, flick up, all of a sudden, 2 points.
Agreed. So right now, 9:31 to go in regulation. William Carey on top, 70-68. We're inside Birthright Alumni Hall for the second half of a doubleheader. In the first game, William Carey was able to escape with a victory over the Lady Tigers of Stillman. Right now, we've got another game that's similar to that first game that is literally coming down to, literally probably going to come down to the final possession, possibly, the way we're going right now.
Is this not your, am I miscounting, or is this your 8th half of basketball this week? Is that right?
My 6th half of basketball. But by the time we get to the weekend, I'll have 8.
Yeah, that's right.
Because I got to get back.
No, wait. We had doubleheader Monday.
Doubleheader
Doubleheader Wednesday. That's 4 halves.
Right.
And then we had.
And then I'm here tonight.
They had the women's game today. That was 6. This is your 8th half.
Okay, I see what you're saying on that.
That's another very confusing way of saying it, but yeah.
Yeah, well, here's the other thing, too. With the women, you got to remember they got the quarters. So, I'm really overthinking this.
Yeah.
There's a charge on the play right there by the Crusaders. Stillman will have a chance to either tie or take the lead. Running down the stats right now for William Carey, their leading scorer is Earl Smith. He is 6 of 10 from the field, including 5 made three-pointers. On the other end, Jamar Jackson leads everything for Stillman. He's got 15 points, and all of his shots have come from three-point range.
Look at this defensive set. Nobody's up court. It's almost one of those old-school boxing one type defenses. It is a different kind of look, and the Tigers will probably see all season. I think William Carey is the only team I've seen so far this year, and all the basketball we've played run this set defensively.
Approaching the 9-minute mark. William Carey, the Crusaders, on top, 70-68. This game is very important in the SSAC standings as well. We'll tell you about that in just a second. Jamar Jackson now with the ball, and here comes a steal by Earl Smith, and Smith will dunk it home on the other end. The steal and the dunk by Earl Smith.
Tigers lucky the refs didn't decide to throw below the and one right there because Smith was definitely hit on top of the head.
72-68 is your score. Here's Merriweather. He will kick it out, and instead it's going to be a steal by number 4. That's Kobe Moore. Moore will kick it back out to Smith, Earl Smith that is. Now inside to Big Rawls, the turnaround jumper off the mark, but he's going to head to the free throw line. Looks like they're going to call Khalil Johnson for a foul, and the student section is not liking that.
Well, the student section cannot like it all they want to. That's the right call. He did catch him on the elbow. But on the flip side, John Rawls, you could make a case he should have been called for an offensive foul the way he threw an elbow as he was getting ready to go up.
But also, too, this is one of those situations because you have John Rawls in the game. He is probably the biggest player by a good 80, 90 pounds compared to the biggest Stillman player right now. In that case, that would be Khalil Johnson, who's got him for height, but he definitely doesn't have him for weight. And Rawls gets those free throws to fall.
I respect, and I mean this respectfully, and I don't want William Carey fans, if you're listening to this, to make me feel like I'm being disrespectful. But this man is a football player out here playing basketball.
Oh, he really is.
With all the respect.
He really does look like a football player out there, and I'm sure he did play defensive tackle or offensive guard in high school.
Yeah.
I mean, his build. I mean, I'm a former college player. I know exactly what somebody looks like in this situation. We got a foul here on the floor. Here's another interesting thing. Taking a look at his stats, John Rawls is an 87% free throw shooter.
Yeah, he got to be. As many free throws as he shoots. I mean, look, you can only defend him so many different ways. And just think, the fact that you can't just hack him when he goes up because he's going to hit the majority of his free throws makes him a really deadly offensive weapon for the Crusaders.
Agreed. So, off the inbounds, here's Derek Finkley, who's back into the game. Approaching the 8-minute mark, 15 seconds ago on the shot clock. Off the screen, here's Finkley. Finkley's going to kick it to Brendan Langford Johnson for 3 and 1. Brendan Langford Johnson with an opportunity to get a 4-point play.
Woo, one more time. Just when you felt like it was getting away from the Tigers, a big play happens. Langford Johnson with a chance for the 4-point play.
65% free throw shooter on the season is Brendan Langford Johnson.
Don't tell me the odds, Mo.
And he misses. 74-71. Man, you talk about odds. You should have seen the percentages that the Crusader women's team had. Man, some of those odds was like, boy, if she missed this.
Oh,
man.
my.
And we've got an offensive foul.
Yeah.
It's kind of what you had said previously. When he throws that elbow, it's just a matter of how can you defend that. And if you defend it well enough, you'll be able to draw the offensive foul on the contact. And that's exactly what happened with the Stillman defender.
I just want to know, is he the villain of Peter Pan? Because that was definitely a hook.
Aha. (74-71) is your score. Stillman trails by 3. Here's Brendan Langford Johnson going inside. He'll kick it out over to Derek Finkley, over to Jordan Bell. Jordan Bell rises at the free throw line and scores.
Jordan Bell jumps so high, it's kind of more like he just tossed it down into the basket. I think it was more of a lay down than a layup.
Here's Kobe Moore trying to put the moves on Langford Johnson. He'll get it over to Willie Moody. Moody being guarded closely by Khalil Johnson. 7 minutes to go in the regulation of this contest. Here's that man, Earl Smith. He misses the shot this time, but rebound goes to the Crusaders, but they throw it away. There's a turnover.
Tigers were fortunate there, but you can't be lackadaisical at any point against this hungry Crusader team.
All right, let's take a break right here on HBCU League Pass Plus. We'll be right back.
People think unusual circumstances means complicated taxes. But for a TurboTax Live expert like me, it just makes things interesting. So, give us everything you've got.
What if we're a professional gamer with a ton of expenses?
If they help drive views, let's talk deductions.
What if I'm in a state with no income tax, but my survival videos are viewed in 38 countries?
I can help. And if this is a business dinner, save those jerky receipts. An interesting life can mean an even greater refund. You do your thing. We've got your taxes. Into it, TurboTax Live.
Verizon just gave us all a brand new iPhone 13.
We've been customers for years. I thought new phones were for new customers. We got iPhone 13s too, switched to Verizon 2 minutes ago.
So apparently, I have to come back here next Wednesday.
Check it out. So wait.
Oh, for the Miles game.
Yeah.
I think that's the point.
iPhone 13 on us.
That wasn't on the calendar.
New,
everyone.
Yeah.
Any unlimited.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I got to talk to Roy and see, like, how do we even call that, let alone, like, how do we even do post-game stuff? Because we do both.
It's like a loot machine. All around town, people trying to get down.
Hey, welcome back, everyone, to Birthright Alumni Hall on the campus of Stillman College. Mo Carter and Nick Finch on the broadcast here on HBCU League Pass Plus and Black College Sports Network, BCSN. Going inside, here's Jordan Bell backing down his man. Bell goes up high, misses the shot, tipped around, and eventually goes into the hands of a Crusader who will be fouled on the play, looks like by Jamar Jackson.
Absolutely. Loose ball foul on Jamar Jackson.
Kobe Moore was the man who had the ball. Yeah, it's one of those bang-bang plays, unfortunately, if you're a Stillman fan.
Yeah, I don't want to show him my bias here, but yeah, unfortunate.
So here's Kobe Moore being guarded closely by Bell. 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. Moore trying to put the moves on Bell. Bell ain't having it, though. So here's Willie Moody. Moody's got to throw up a shot off the mark as the shot clock goes up. Rebound goes back to the Crusaders. Moody will try another three-pointer. Doesn't hit again. Rebound, Khalil Johnson.
It's almost like they're fighting each other for these rebounds, making it harder than it has to be. Tigers with a chance to take the lead. I'm not sure how many. Did they ever lead in the first half?
They did. They did. Here's Derek Finkley. Finkley gets separation, gets the turnaround, throws it to Khalil Johnson, and Khalil Johnson scores. And it looks like we're going to have a foul, so Johnson's going to go to the free throw line. So Johnson puts them ahead.
I think it's some sort of technical foul. It is a technical. Oh, no. 20, Earl Smith. Oh, I didn't realize they called the flop in college.
I did not realize it either. I guess we could say it's so rare to see it in college. So with that being said, let's take a look at the free throw percentage for Khalil Johnson. Johnson on the year, he's a 75% free throw shooter, but he misses that shot right there. So Stillman still on top, 75-74. And, hey, let's go ahead and take a media timeout. So we're going to be right back on HBCU League Pass Plus. Stay tuned.
At HBCUs, there's no limit to who we can be. Black and inspired and thriving. Black and magnetic and sing. From the classrooms to the quad, our passion is our purpose. We are leaders and legacy. So when you look at what we accomplish next, you'll know where it started. For who you are and who you want to be, we're here.
I'm a millionaire. I'm not a millionaire. I'm a millionaire. I'm not a millionaire.
Crypto is complicated, but as a tax expert with crypto experience, you can hand your taxes off to me. You do your thing, we've got your taxes. Intuit, TurboTax Live.
Pizza Hut stuffed crust is the crust that made crust good. Topped and stuffed with over a half-pound of cheese. What are you so afraid of? Loving it? Original stuffed crust, just $12.99. Only from Pizza Hut. No one out Pizza the Hut.
It's like a loot machine.
And welcome back to Birthright Alumni Hall here on the campus of Stillman College. Stillman just took the lead on the last possession. They now lead 75-74. It's the Mo and Nick show on the broadcast right now. And, Nick, I can go ahead and say no lead is safe right now if you're either team, right?
Oh, man. I mean, the way three-pointers are falling, the way these teams have been going back and forth, the only time the lead will be safe is when there's zeros on the clock.
So here's Smith, Casey Smith this time, running the rock. Young man with the headband. Smith will drive it. He'll kick it out to the other Smith, Earl Smith, who will take a three-pointer. Missed shot. Rebound goes to the Crusader. Put back, no good. Rebound goes to Khalil Johnson. Derek Finkley's got the rock now.
I was going to say, sometimes you have to resist that urge to help inside when the team has been draining threes the way William Carey has.
Here's Khalil Johnson now. He will pull up on the baseline. Missed shot, but Derek Finkley could not put it back with one hand. It still remains a one-point game with the Tigers in front. But as we mentioned, no lead is safe, especially when Earl Smith's got the ball in his hands like he did just now. He'll swing it over to Willie Moody now into the hands of Kobe Moore. Kobe Moore pulls up from the free throw line, and he will sink the bucket. Got a kind roll on the rim, too.
No, absolutely. The rims have been kind to Carey all night.
76-75. Crusaders out in front, approaching a 4-minute mark to go in regulation. Here's Jordan Bell. He gets it over to Khalil Johnson. Johnson gets it over to Jamar Jackson, back in the hands of Derek Finkley. Finkley's got 10 seconds to go. Inside, Brendan Langford Johnson can't complete the dunk. On the other end, here come the Crusaders. Smith will swing it over to Willie Moody, and Moody knocks down the three-pointer, giving his team a 4-point lead.
We've seen, talk about 4-point lead, we've essentially seen an 8-point swing because the Tigers have gone for twice now, have gone for the spectacular over the solid. We've talked about this before. It's nice to have a spectacular play, but at the end of the day, they're only worth that many points. You make the solid play, you still get it, and you actually guaranteed it.
Here's the pull-up jumper by Brendan Langford Johnson. He makes up for the missed dunk on this possession right here with that bucket, 79-77.
Tigers are fortunate there. It looked like Khalil Johnson might have gotten away with an offensive foul, being aggressive on the screen.
And we've got a loose ball. It goes off of the feet of Casey Smith. Good play by Jamar Jackson.
Just about to the 3-minute mark, Mo. Is winning time now.
At this point, I'll say whoever gets to 90 is probably going to win.
You know, it's funny as you say, we're talking about how points have been coming. Never mind. Let me help.
And here's a steal by Moody. Moody had numbers, but he decided to slow it up, then picked up his dribble. They'll get into the hands of Casey Smith. 2:57 to go. 79-77. Crusaders holding on to a 2-point lead. Here's Moody throwing it inside to Earl Smith. And weird situation, Derek Finkley went up to block it, but then he had to protect his head and body, so he grabbed the net, but then his body still fell on top of Earl Smith, and that's when they called the foul.
What an odd play. And I was going to say, one reason you said the first team to 90, I was thinking to myself, we might not see 90 because William Carey has no reason to work fast here. They're doing a good job protecting the three. If they hit their free throws, it's not going to take many more points for the Crusaders.
Earl Smith going 1 of 2 on that trip to the charity stripe. He's made 7 of 13 field goals tonight. He's got 24 points. Here's a deep three-pointer by Jamar Jackson, and it is an air ball. And we got a loose ball foul on the floor, too.
I can't stress this enough, Mo. I know you're thinking it's a 3-point game. How can any team feel like they're in control? William Carey is definitely in the driver's seat, not just because they're up 3 points, but it's been easier for them to score than Stillman College.
I'll agree with you on that one. Here's Casey Smith being guarded by Brendan Langford Johnson. Into the hands of Moody. Moody will get a screen from Casaniza. Here's Moody. Kicks it out to Smith. Over in the corner, here's a three-point attempt by William Carey, off the mark. The tip back by William Carey, also off the mark. Ball goes out of bounds. Stillman will take over. Kobe Moore had a really good look in the corner. He just couldn't knock it down.
All right. And now I say that, and if those shots don't start falling for the Crusaders, that's going to give the Tigers a chance here as we head down the stretch.
Here comes Derek Finkley. He wants to get it over to Brendan Langford Johnson and does. Johnson going inside to Jamar Jackson, and Jackson hits the floor hard. He is helped up, though, by the Crusaders defender who kind of had contact with him as he hit the floor. They kind of fist bumped like, hey, you know, no love lost in this situation. Everything's all good.
It's a hard foul, but it's a smart foul. You're not in the bonus. You prevented an easy 2 points. And the only thing that hurts you is that you've reset the shot clock to 20. But with a 3-point lead, that doesn't hurt you either.
Absolutely not. So, look, they're going to take a timeout here on the floor, but we're going to keep it right here. 1:36 to go in regulation. William Carey on top, 80-77. Now, here's the situation we want to talk about. If you are Stillman, do we go for the three-pointer or do you go for a quick shot and then try to play some defense?
You run your offensive set and you take what's given. And what I mean by that is obviously you just want points. You don't care where they come from at this point. There's still plenty of time to go. Still 2 guaranteed possessions at this point for Stillman. So, yeah, you can go for the 2 and then play defense, get the stop, and then come down and get another 2 and win the game. But don't force anything. Don't force the 2 just because you want the 2. If the 3 is open, take the 3. Likewise, if the 2 is open, take the 2. Just take what you're given and don't force anything.
Oh, no, I'm totally with you on that. I am totally with you on that. I mean, at this point, you got to take smart shots. You got to take positive shots. Now, I will say this too, though. The viewpoint of a positive shot that I have and you have may be a little bit different than these young men that's wearing the all-white jerseys with the gold and blue stripes on them.
No, I agree. No, they're definitely going to have a different viewpoint of it.
On the inbounds, here's Khalil Johnson. Johnson will throw it into Finkley. Johnson runs all the way out. They're going to try to have Finkley on the ice, so Finkley rises above the defender and scores in the paint. 80-79 is your score.
It's a very long and athletic lineup in for the Tigers right now. This is a big-time moment.
So here's Smith, and man, what an off-balance shot by Earl Smith.
He hit the shot. I don't know if it was the best shot. He's sitting here hopping around right now. He's hurting bad.
Yeah, he's hurt. He is hurt. If I'm Stillman, get the ball to whoever Smith is defending. Here's Finkley going up off glass, misses the shot, but he gets his rebound and scores. And we got a timeout on the floor, 82-81 with 40 seconds to go. Don't get me wrong, like Finkley did well on that one, but Smith was hurting. He was hobbling.
All right.
He was hobbling. And I just don't think that the Stillman backcourt recognized it, to be honest with you.
Or if they recognized it, they didn't want to attack it because it's like, yeah, we could take this 3 over a hobbled Earl Smith, but is it the best shot in this situation?
Agreed. So our situation right now, 40.3 seconds to go. William Carey leads 82-81 over Stillman. It'll be William Carey ball following this timeout. Following the game, we'll talk to Coach John Teasley about tonight's contest. And after that, we want you to make sure you are locked into HBCU League Pass Plus and BCSN on Saturday when we've got another doubleheader that will be taking place right here inside of Birthright Alumni Hall as Blue Mountain Christian University makes their way to Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Tip-off for the women's game will be at 1 Eastern, noon Central, followed by the men's game, which should be somewhere around 3, 2 Central. That game will take place right here inside of Birthright, and you can see it live on HBCU League Pass Plus and BCSN. Right now, let's get back to the action. 40 seconds to go. William Carey leading by 1 with the rock. Kobe Moore bringing the ball up court, being guarded closely by Derek Finkley. He hands it off to Casey Smith. Smith being guarded by Brendan Lakeford Johnson. They'll switch. Derek Finkley now guarding Smith. Casey Smith, that is. Now Khalil Johnson comes over to help. Casey Smith will almost throw it away. Now into the hands of Willie Moody. Moody misses the shot. There's an air ball. Finkley out in front of everybody. Jamar Jackson is also there. Instead, Finkley's there for the bucket, the go-ahead score. 83-82 is now your score. Derek Finkley puts his team out in front with 5 seconds to go. To be honest with you, in that situation, Nick, I didn't know if Finkley was going to take the ball to the rack or if he's going to get it to Jamar Jackson. I felt like either one was going to be a good situation. But Finkley, the senior point guard and leader of this team, putting his team on his back in such a clutch and crucial situation.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see the concern on my face. I just feel like it's too much time. Like, I'm happy to see the Tigers have the 83-82 advantage, but it's just too much time.
Yeah, there's still a lot of time, and actually they added time. At first it was 4.7 seconds, but they went back and checked it. It's actually going to be 5.4 seconds. So if you're Coach John Teasley, what is he saying right now in that huddle as we see it right there on the screen?
Hands up, don't foul. Watch the back door. Watch the back door, hands up, don't foul. Watch the back door, hands up, don't foul. Hands up, don't foul. Watch the back door.
Of course, Stillman has won 2 of their last 3. They had victories over Middle Georgia State and Life University in a rout the last time we saw Stillman right here on HBCU League Pass Plus. But then they went to New Orleans and took on the #1 team in the league. That's Loyola. It was tight in that one early, but Loyola pulled away, winning 93-81. So with a victory tonight, Stillman will be able to win 3 out of 4. There's 5.4 seconds to go. This is also important for the standings. Here's why. If Stillman wins, Stillman, who's a part of a big pack of third-place teams tie-wise, they could kind of get out of that pack with a 7 victory in conference play right behind Loyola and Faulkner. All right, student section is on their feet. Full court press being put on right now by Stillman into the hands of Moody. Moody will have to just throw it up. Moody shot off the mark, and that's your ball game. Stillman comes back and beats William Carey by a final of 83-82. Good defense by Khalil Johnson. He was in the face of Moody, caused Moody not to get a good look at the bucket, and he had to throw up an off-balance three-pointer that went way off the mark.
I don't know what you're talking about, this way off the mark nonsense. That thing hit up the backboard off the front of the rim.
I'm saying it from the fact that he hit it from the side of the backboard and it hit like the side of the rim and it had no chance to really rim.
Oh, goodness, that gave me heartburn.
I got you on that one. You'll be good, man.
Oh, my.
You will be good. All right, here's what we're going to do. Let's take a real quick break. When we return, we'll hear from Coach John Teasley following this victory. Look, we're going to be right back here on HBCU League Pass Plus. Stay with us.
At HBCUs, there's no limit to who we can be. Black and inspired and thriving. Black and magnetic and sing. From the classrooms to the quad, our passion is our purpose. We are leaders and legacy. So when you look at what we accomplish next, you'll know where it started. For who you are and who you want to be, we're here.
I'm a millionaire. I'm not a millionaire. I'm a millionaire. I'm not a millionaire.
Crypto is complicated, but as a tax expert with crypto experience, you can hand your taxes off to me. You do your thing, we've got your taxes. Intuit, TurboTax Live.
Pizza Hut stuffed crust is the crust that made crust good. Topped and stuffed with over a half pound of cheese. What are you so afraid of? Loving it? Original stuffed crust, just $12.99. Only from Pizza Hut. No one out Pizza Hut.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids' apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
That spin class was brutal. Well, you can try using the Buick's massaging seat. Oh, yeah, that's nice. Can I use Apple CarPlay to put some music on? Sure. It's wireless. Pick something we all like. Okay.
The all-new Buick Envision, an SUV built around you, all of you.
It's like a loop machine.
At HBCUs, there's no limit to who we can be. Black and inspired and thriving. Black and magnetic and seen. From the classrooms to the quad, our passion is our purpose. We are leaders and legacy. So when you look at what we accomplish next, you'll know where it started. For who you are and who you want to be, we're here.
I'm a millionaire. I'm not a millionaire? I'm a millionaire? I'm not a millionaire.
And everybody, welcome back to Birthright Alumni Hall. And man, if you were not here in person, you missed a good one as Stillman scores a comeback victory over William Carey by a final of 83-82, picking up their 7th win in SSAC play. As always, we're joined by the head coach, John Teasley. And coach, this was the true definition of a back-and-forth type affair in which you live by the 3, you die by the 3. It seems like neither team could miss from outside, but you got to be impressed with the play of your team, especially down the stretch.
Yeah, we made a few mistakes coming down the stretch. Had a chance to take the lead a couple times, and you know, when in a game like this, you don't have many opportunities to keep taking the lead and things like that. And William Carey always are well prepared for us every year. Coach Knight is probably one of the best coaches I've ever had the honor to be coaching against, and you just know every time you get one of his teams in here, it's going to be exciting. And I'm just glad our guys were able to pull out the win. It's like that every year with these guys.
Of course, a lot of balance tonight from a scoring standpoint. Derek Finkley with 14 points, Jamar Jackson with 15, Khalil with 11, Jordan Bell with 10, and also Brandon Langford Johnson with 11. So you had 5 players in double figures. Got to be a good night when you see those type of stats. Yeah, they do. They do a good job for us spreading the ball around. What we emphasize in them, just make sure we take the best shots we can get. And that's part of the reason you see it. They share the ball because we're looking really for the best shot we can get. You'll see us take some bad ones at times, and you know, we try to fix those. But you know, when a guy's feeling it, it's hard not to tell him to shoot it. You know, so. But yeah, they spread the ball around tonight. They worked together to get this one, and that's what I'm proud of. Going back to that last possession that your team had, clearly Finkley putting the team on his back as a senior would do. Were you a little worried because he scored and still left about 5 seconds left on the clock? No, I mean, you always, you know, the game's not over till it's over. Mm-hmm. We knew that. We've been on both ends of that before. So we've been in a situation like that. We just wanted to make sure we kept the ball in front of us. We did a good job at doing that and really not fouling the shooter on the shot. And you know, they did a good job of making them
dribble the ball up the floor instead
Correct.
of passing the ball up the floor. And we just did a good job of keeping it in front of us, and he had to take a tough three with the clock running out, and that's all you can hope for right then. You just don't want to let them get the ball up the floor easy, and they did a good job making sure that didn't happen.
And also, we've got to give props to Khalil Johnson because he was guarding Moody like it was glue on any type of situation to basically make a shot hard for him, in which, don't get me wrong, like, dude still hits the rack board in the rim, and I'm like, oh, in that situation. Walk me through what your thoughts are if you're seeing that right there in front of us.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's we call it great D, better oath. So really, there's nothing else you can do. A player's going to make a play. He's a player. He made a play. We did everything we could. He did everything like we practice and work on. Nothing you can do in a situation like that but just, give him props for making a great play.
All right, Coach, of course, you've been playing well in front of the home crowd, and now that school's back in session, you got the students all behind you. You get an opportunity to do it once again on Saturday when Blue Mountain rolls in. Tell the fans a little bit about Blue Mountain from what you know from a scouting standpoint.
They're very athletic. They're physical. They shoot the ball really, really well. They guard hard. It's going to be a great one Saturday. So it's going to be anybody that you see coming in here from the southern states, it's anybody's game at this point. So it's going to be everybody's going to be out for everybody. So.
All right, sounds good. That's Coach John Teaser, the head coach of the Stillman College Tigers. They are victorious tonight by a final score of 83-82. Up next, they'll take on Blue Mountain on Saturday. The women tip off at 1 Eastern, noon Central. The men will tip off somewhere around 3-2 Central. For the entire crew this evening, I'm Mo Carter. I want to thank you for joining us on this broadcast. He's Coach John Teasley. Nick Finch was here. We appreciate you checking us out here on BCSN and HBCU League Pass Plus.